So we got the ring general Gunther versus AJ Styles. If AJ Styles loses, his career in the WWE is over. We already had AJ Styles tease a retirement in the past, the time where he come out in a salmon jacket like he's Mark Henry. I don't believe that this time we're being teased. I think this is the real deal. AJ Styles already stated that 2026 is his final year. He's already stated that he wants to go all around the world and compete against different people in different organizations. We got this random Shinsuke Nakamura match on Saturday night's main event, which was a banger, by the way. I believe a slight apology for their WrestleMania match. So with that apology match with Shinsuke and them allowing AJ Styles to go to these other organizations and face these opponents that he's thinking about, for the WWE to allow it all to take place, he's got to put over their guy. They already dubbed Gunther the career killer, and now for them it's time to stand on it. Now I'm not ready for it either, but I have to accept it, and so do you. Gunther the career killer strikes again. 11-0. That's Drew McIntyre's record against Sami Zayn. Now if I'm Sami Zayn, I'm not facing this man no more. I'm not letting the man get 12-0. The man's gonna literally have beaten him a dozen times without seeing defeat. However, to my knowledge, they was never in Saudi Arabia, and that gives Sami Zayn an edge. That gives Sami Zayn a reason to win. If that's not enough reason, what about his son, when his son was checking him like, why ain't you ever been champ? Sami's got enough motivation right now to win this match, and there's a part of me that believes that he should. See, now if I didn't watch Saturday night's main event, I would think that Sami's gonna win. However, I did watch Saturday night's main event. I saw Drew McIntyre come up, take out Jacob Fatu, powerbomb Cody Rhodes, and then talk shit about it to Jackie Redmond. Or it could have been Kathy Kelly, I don't know, they're the same person. That just tells me that there's a future with Drew McIntyre holding the WWE Championship, going up against Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Now, I'm not saying Sami can't be involved in that future, because he can. If it's up to me, I'm booking a fatal 4-way for WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, WWE Undisputed Championship. We ain't had one of them since 2000 or something like that. But to stay on topic, I think that Drew McIntyre is going to walk out of Saudi Arabia with the WWE Championship in hand. Women's Royal Rumble match. So I'm going to start with who I think is going to be entrance 1 and entrance 2. Now we know that WWE likes to do these little dream matches at the beginning. So I think that we're going to go with Julia and Io Sky as entrance 1 and 2. There's someone else that is kind of pulling me in their direction for 1 and 2 as well. Someone that could give me them dream match interactions and dream match scenarios. That happens to be the same person who I think is going to be the Iron Lady of the Women's Royal Rumble match in 2026. It's WWE's Golden Girl. Well, their future Golden Girl, shall I say. I think that Sol Ruka this year is going to be the Iron Lady, because I gave Julie and Io number 1 and 2. She's coming out like 3 or 4, and she's going all the way until the end. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say she's going to win it, of course not, but I think she's going to have a great showing. The other way to have a great showing in a Royal Rumble match is by eliminating the most people. The person who I think should have that honor in 2026 is Raquel Rodriguez. If you look across the women's roster, there's no other woman that is dominant like that. There's no other woman that's got enough momentum. Like right now, I'd say that it's Raquel Rodriguez's right to have the most eliminations in the 2026 Royal Rumble. And I also think that Raquel Rodriguez is going to be part of the Final 4 this year, because I think she's a real threat to win. And if Raquel Rodriguez is going to be part of the Final 4, it only makes sense that her stablemate, Liv Morgan, the other favourite, probably the favourite to win the Royal Rumble this year, is part of the Final 4. And if we're talking about favourites to win the Royal Rumble, I have to bring up the other two people, which are more surprise entrants because they're meant to be on the injured list. Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton. I think that's the other two people to go into the Final 4. So my Final 4, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton. Bianca Belair said that her finger isn't healing the way it's supposed to. I think she's gassing it. If she comes back, she's definitely going to the Final 4. But she doesn't necessarily need to win though. That's the thing. Whilst I would book it and make her win, she doesn't have to. Because she can get to Jade Cargill in the WWE Championship without the Royal Rumble easily. Tiffany Stratton doesn't have such an easy map to get to WrestleMania for a title. Apart from the fact that she's the one who dropped the title to Jade Cargill. But when I brought up Golden Girl earlier, this is the person who they're grooming to be their Golden Girl, Tiffany Stratton. She is the Golden Girl currently. When you have them kind of honors, it's just easy to get shoehorned into the WWE title matches for no reason. Rhea Ripley last year, we've seen it. So once again, she doesn't need to win it. the winner would have to be Raquel Rodriguez or Liv Morgan, and I'm going to go Liv Morgan. The reason being is because Raquel Rodriguez has a title shot against Stephanie Vaquer anyway, and I think she should win the World Championship. As Liv goes on to win the Royal Rumble, allowing them to revisit at WrestleMania the problems that Judgment Day had when Liv first returned. So Liv Morgan is winning the Royal Rumble. Alright, so time for the Men's Royal Rumble. Let's talk about who's going to start the whole thing. Given his recent run, his rising popularity, and the faith that they're now showing in him, I'm going to go with Carmelo Hayes. And second, basically for the same reasons, minus the part about the run because he hasn't even got started yet, I'm going to go Javon Evans. So I think your entrance 1 and 2, Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes. Now Iron Man, I believe it could be one or two people. I'm a bit torn, but there's one that I've decided to go ahead with. So originally, I was thinking that the Iron Man was going to be Ilya Dragunov. Like I said it before, I'll say it again. I think that Ilya Dragunov is the second greatest United States champion of all time. However, there's someone that the WWE are trying to get over right now. In fact, I don't know why I'm saying try now. There's someone that is over right now in the WWE. The man who I believe is the next big thing on SmackDown. And no, I'm not talking about Kit Wilson. I'm talking about Trick Williams. I think that Trick Williams is going to be the Iron Man for this. I already mentioned Javon Evans and Carmelo Hayes coming out 1 and 2. While Trick Williams coming out 3 or 4 will be a good addition to that. He's got history with them both. A lot of history. And that has been typically the way the WWE likes to book their Royal Rumble matches. Speaking of history with Trick Williams and Javon Evans, can you get more history than the Stand and Deliver 2025 main event? I'm feeling like the final third of that match is going to be the man with the most eliminations. I think that Obafemi is going to throw double-digit numbers of people over the top rope. And let's be real, it's the only way to book him. Obafemi needs to pull up at the Rumble and he needs to dominate. He needs to dominate so hard that he makes it to the final 4. And along the way there, he's got to have a face-off with Brock Lesnar. And he's even got to eliminate Brock Lesnar. That's what I want to happen. He's got to have face-offs with Jacob Fatu, with Braun Breaker, and even Roman Reigns, who is another man who's going to be in the final 4. The man who is the odds-on favourite to win the entire thing. But we can't ignore the fact that there's a man in the Rumble that's been dominating for the last 3 years. He won 2 of them and is pretty much Roman Reigns' arch nemesis at this point. I'm talking about Cody Rhodes in your final 4. Like, we've all got to accept that Cody Rhodes could even possibly be the Iron Man of this. And you know for a fact that they're going to tease him winning the Rumble for the 3rd time. The only way you can do this is by making him one of the final 4. The one thing WWE loves to do is give a man hope, which is why I think the last piece of the final 4 is going to be returning LA Knight. I was thinking Finn Balor, but after what they did this past Raw, I don't think so. So there's your final 4. Obafemi, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight. Now it would be a hell of an endorsement to let Obafemi win, but I think we can all agree it's going to be too soon and WWE is going to see it that way. Cody Rhodes doesn't need 3 and LA Knight never wins anything, so I'm not going to put my faith there. The only logical victor is the favourite. It's Roman Reigns, because you know they've been itching to rectify that big steaming pile of horse shit from 2015. And more importantly, Roman just deserves better.